Welcome, everybody, back to the Touching Bases podcast. I am happy to be here. It is now day 7 of us having this channel up, and I am appreciating you coming and checking it out again. If you are new here, go ahead and hang out, relax, enjoy the video. If you're back, please hit subscribe, hit the bell button so you have notifications for every daily video that I've been trying to put out as I start this channel. It's growing pretty smoothly. I've definitely taken a lot of flack on my ideas, especially given the Dodgers, and I just figured on the 7th day, since I'm probably going to be putting out another video, given that we're kind of in that time frame of when Imanaga is going to be signed. His deadline's on the 11th, so he's either staying in Japan or he's going to be signed with somebody. So I'm kind of just reserving my time with that. So I just wanted to kind of kind of a little fun video, a little bit less research and looking into things, and some clarification on things for anybody who was a little bit upset with my Teoscar video that I put out that got a lot of feedback, which is fine. This is the whole point of the channel. I really do want to converse with you guys. Let me just say, like, if I'm a Dodger hater, then all right, classify me as a Dodger hater, I guess. I respect the team. I'm jealous of them. That doesn't mean I hate them. They're going out, they're spending money, they're getting all the stars, they're putting together a team that they feel is going to win them a World Series, because they've been coming short for so many years. And 2020, I think they have a chip on their shoulder. Yeah, it is a win, still counts. But I think a lot of people throw that in their face because it was half a season, it was COVID and all that stuff. So, give and take. I respect them for doing what they're doing. But I'm just going to go over a few comments and things that people mentioned. In fact, one of them I had a pretty good insight with and got 16 likes on there. I'm probably mess this up. Colima David 73. I love watching haters like you trash talk the Dodgers. If the Dodgers didn't win the World Series, they will be the laughing stock. That's just stupid. No one can buy a World Series just as the Padres. FYI, I was wearing a Padres jersey. What the Dodgers are doing is putting up their team to the best possible position to win a World Series. As a Dodgers fan, I appreciate that. Sports is entertainment, and they are putting the best possible team together to entertain the audience. In other words, they are taking my dollars, giving me the fan, I think it meant and giving me the fan a great experience back. Sorry, I think it's hard to read at the very end. There's some typos, but you're not. Okay, I'm not talking trash about the Dodgers. I just have a lot of concerns, which I brought up in some of the comments, and that I talked back and forth with him on. And the big thing is the money situation. Yes, this is great for them in 2024, 2025, 2026, 2027. It's going to start probably tailing off in 2028 and then all the way up to 2032. That is when you're going to see Shohei, specifically him, taper off, most likely, with his peak. And you're going to have a good couple years here, and then he's going to be gone. And when he's gone at the end of his contract, you're going to be paying $68 million per year, per season, out of pocket for 10 more years. How many players do you guys know playing right now that are getting paid $68 million per year? And I know the argument is like, oh, inflation, things are going to change, people's contracts, it's going to be penny change. Is it? Is it going to be pocket change for these owners and these clubs out there? I get the argument that people want to justify saying this is a good move. I think it is a smart move right now for the Dodgers, and my thing that I was really kind of pushing out there is that, like, I wish other teams would do this. That way there's a little bit more competition as far as the players having the option. Does that make sense? So if it's saying, hey, we're going to offer you a really long contract, and then after you're done playing, you're going to get a nice paycheck on the side, to keep going. Now, I don't know of a lot of players that are going to want to do that. Some of them want to get paid now, but I don't see why. I don't. Let me just put it this way: I don't know very many people that are making $2 million a year that are struggling. So let's just put it that way. In other words, just hope this triggers other teams to dig a little bit deeper and put money aside to pay them later, to have them perform now. There's just no other teams really spending money right now. Yes, they have cap room, but they already have the players there. They're not going out and getting them. The Dodgers are doing that, and they're doing deferments, and they're convincing these players to do it, and they're agreeing to it. I understand. Somebody also mentioned that the players have to agree to this. No shit. Like, of course they have to. It's their contract, but they want to win, and they're taking this strategy and in the now, because the players aren't gonna have to worry about payroll or anything like that. They're getting paid to play. They're gonna be surrounded by good players. Like, that's a selling point. But I hope other teams and other owners see that, and as a loan for and pay later, but win now, and hopefully that revenue comes in and is able to backstop more flow, more money to make it so that it is affordable in 5 or 6 years, or 10 years in this case. And so I'm just saying, my big question is, and I'm not hating on the Dodgers, but what is LA going to do in 10 years with that $68 million a year in 2034? How many players is that going to cause to be out of reach for them to go get? Because there's not very many players that are at least playing right now, or even foreseeable future, they're going to be making $68 million a year. I mean, unless it's like a $200 million, $300 million contract, and they are only playing for 2 or 3 years with that team. That makes sense, but it's just not. It just doesn't seem sustainable. I can see a way they can finesse it, but it's going to be super complicated, and I don't think the front office of the Dodgers are going to want to deal with that in 2034, to be honest with you. But I also think that there's a misconception that was in that video that I was trying to say, like, oh, if you buy your team, you're buying a World Series. I mean, yeah, technically, that's what I'm saying, but the misconception to say, like, oh, it's not fair because they're buying their players, and that's going to, like as if they're paying MLB to put them in the World Series. Like, no, that's not what I'm saying. And what that is technically exactly what you're accusing me of saying. So let's be very clear. Yes, they are buying their ticket to the World Series by buying the players that will get them there. If they don't get there with all this money that they're spending, yes, it is a bust. Yes, that makes them kind of a laughing stock to the rest of the MLB. Do Dodgers fans want that? Of course not. So I understand why you're defensive, but that doesn't mean that they're not going to make it. And here's another thing. They're going to make the playoffs. That I have no doubt they're going to make the playoffs. Don't worry about that. Unless, I mean, knock on wood, unless Shohei gets injured, he can't bat or pitch because he's not pitching anyways. And you lose Yamamoto to Tommy John, and Glasnow gets injured again, and then you lose 3 bats. Let's take out Mookie. Let's take out Freeman, and let's take out Max Muncy. Injuries. That would kill their season, and that would make it super disappointing for the Dodgers. But I'm also saying all of this stuff based on them all being healthy and all where they're at now as far as their condition, sustaining through the whole season. That's what I'm saying as far as they better win the World Series. That's what I'm kind of getting at. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. Like, I'm not a hater. I guess you can call me a hater, but I'm not a hater on the Dodgers. I think that they're an impressive team, and I don't think they're done yet either. I think they're gonna probably go pick up one more pitcher, which I'll touch on, but yeah, and there's a lot of comparisons as far as the Padres. Like, I'm a Padres fan. They're all hitting on the Padres. How much money did they spend last year? And they were dud. Yeah. You're absolutely right. They were duds. They were a laughing stock of the NL. They spent so much money on all these players, and they had nothing to show for. I don't like saying it, but it's true. And I'm not going to deny it just because I'm a fan. That's stupid. So I don't want the Dodgers to turn into the Padres, but the more money they keep spending with the Teoscar thing, the more they're building up an expectation. And I think iStudio, I think it's iTalk Studio, a baseball channel that I personally follow. I think he makes great content. He does really well. I think he mentioned the same thing as me actually on yesterday's video, or 2 days ago, and that is the fact that there is a higher standard and threshold that's being held for the Dodgers, and we should keep that in mind. You're going to spend all this money. You're going to get all these players. You better win. And that's the same expectation that the Padres had. They were expected to win the NL West. It didn't happen. So, no, I'm not saying it guarantees you a ticket, but you're definitely buying yourself your way to a ticket to the World Series. That's what I'm saying. And if they don't do it, you're going to get some shit. Just like you are giving Padre fans shit for not making it this last year. That's how this works. You don't have to get mad about it. I'm just clarifying some air. I just want to get over there because there was a lot of negative comments. There were some really positive ones, and I really do appreciate you guys. I mean, I really do appreciate your comment, David. And in the end, I mean, you said a side note, you enjoy the videos. I enjoy your commentary. I enjoy talking with you on this. And I mean, it is baseball. We can debate everything and we can enjoy ourselves. But this is the point I'm getting across. It goes both ways. You have to be open to all scenarios and take criticism, because I think a lot of fans can't these days. There are a lot of softies out there. But David, you're not. I appreciate you commenting on that. Another thing I wanted to touch on, and I think, I mean, speaking of the Padres, this is just a guess, but Imanaga, either he's going to go to the Yankees or he's going to probably sign with the Padres. The Padres lost Blake Snell. They lost Seth Lugo and Waka. They don't have a pitching staff. They need to get somebody, and I think in the next day or so, if he hasn't already been signed since I've recorded this, which I haven't done any update checks on, he's probably going to go to the Padres. So I'm recording this early, guys. I record all my videos early. So if it is the 10th or the 11th and he's already signed, sorry, it's the 9th right now. So I just don't know about it. It hasn't happened yet, but that's my guess, is the Yankees or the Padres are probably going to pick him up. The Padres absolutely need pitching, and the Yankees have the budget to add pitching, and they do need somebody to go with him. If they don't pick up Blake Snell, which I know he's in the talks, I don't think they're going to get Stroman. In fact, I think Stroman's either going to go back to the Cubs, or he will probably get picked up by Boston, because Boston lost Chris Sale to the Braves. They need pitching. I think Stroman would be a good fit there, and I figure it would probably be ironic if Stroman was to go to Boston, because of the comments and stuff that have made publicly about the Yankees kind of not really, they're kind of mildly interested, but they don't want to deal with his antics or anything like that. So I can see Boston being like, hey, don't deal with the Yankees. Come over here. We have a rivalry. Why don't you show them why they should have accepted your offer in the beginning, why they should have given you more money. And then Boston also needs an outfielder because Verdugo's gone. So I'm kind of going on a limb here, and I'm going to say that Boston's probably going to pick up Stroman and Soler. I think this would be a really good fit for them. I think they can afford it. Soler, right-handed bat, green monster, short right there. Soler hits high bombs. His bombs are so high. I don't see him hit low line drives or anything, and when he pulls the ball, that thing goes up a monster. I think he could be a potential to start touching records of home runs in a season if he was to go to Boston with those home games and just hit like a boss. And I think Stroman, I think it'd be funny for him to go to Boston as a kind of an FU to the Yankees and the Mets, and I think that would actually motivate him. That ego and that arrogance he kind of has will work for them, and I think Boston would benefit from it. They mentioned they're going full throttle this season. They haven't done a single thing, literally, and I think those two pickups would really make Boston a much better team. I know it's just an arm and one bat, but it would definitely help. I don't know who they're going to get to replace Justin Turner. He's a DH, so maybe JD Martinez, but I think JD Martinez would be a better fit with the Diamondbacks. at this point, JD Martinez hasn't really been talked about much, and I don't exactly know why, but I think the Diamondbacks, I don't think they're really looking to add anybody else, but I think he'd be a good fit there. But I could, yeah, as far as like a third baseman for for Boston, I mean, they could go after Chapman. I feel like the Cubs would probably grab Chapman in a heartbeat. But hell, if Boston wants to go full throttle, I would say pick up Soler, Stroman, and Chapman and call it an offseason. And then at that point, that's a contending team against the Orioles and Yankees at that point. I really do. Montgomery, I'm thinking he's probably going to go to the Yankees. Montgomery, I know Snell has been in the rumors to be going to New York, but I can see Montgomery going to either the Yankees or going back to Texas. There's not really any movement. I know it's probably going to be after Imanaga is going to get signed or doesn't get signed and goes back to Japan. That's kind of where I'm at with him. I just feel like it'd be a good fit. The Yankees would benefit from him having another star arm in the rotation. And then Josh Hader is another arm. He's most likely going to go to the Dodgers. I think the Dodgers need a good closer. I think they're good with bats if they were to focus on their pitching. Josh Hader, especially if Josh Hader is willing to take a deferment, then you know what, just roll with it. You know, keep doing what you're gonna do. Take some deferments, give them 1-year contracts like majority of the guys that they've offered in the offseason. Pick up Hader as your closer and just why not balls out, as the Red Sox would say, full throttle. You're actually doing it. I would say Hader should go to the Dodgers. Bellinger, I feel like would go to the Blue Jays, but I don't think he's going to get $200 million. Like supposedly he was asking for one good reason. He's had one good season in the last 4 years. It doesn't justify a $200 million contract for 4 years. It just doesn't. I think he's a little bit out of his depths and why nobody's signed him so far. And everybody has this question of where he's going to go and why he hasn't been signed. It's because he's asking for too much money. He is a good player. But last year he came out and he showed his good ability in Chicago. I think he should have stayed in Chicago because clearly he's a good fit for him. But I don't know. I think the Blue Jays are going to want him. They need an outfielder. They need a bat. And they're not going to offer him $200 million, and I think he's going to accept it because it's going to come down to spring training all of a sudden. Last but not least, I'm going to hit Justin Turner. I honestly don't know who's going to pick him up. I'm hoping that the Mariners have a little bit, either get one of these three guys, Justin Turner, Gio Urshela, or Blake Snell. I know Blake Snell wants to come home and play for his team that he grew up watching, just like me here in Seattle. And I just I would hope that Snell comes to us, because I mean, now that Robbie Ray's gone, it would be an awesome fit because we need a left-hander in our rotation. We don't have anything for left-handers for the Mariners, so that would be a great addition. And then I want to be confident in Luis Urias over at third, but I really don't have any confidence, especially after his injury. So yeah, Gio Urshela at third. I think he would be I think he would put a bat on the ball, and he would be cheap, and I think that would be possible to get Gio and Snell in two separate signings, or it would just be Justin Turner. And I know he was like a DH for Boston, but maybe he can still play third base and maybe just a 2-year deal because his bat's just so good and we really do need a bat. So that's kind of where I'm at as far as all the last bit of free agents that we have. I don't know how long I've been talking. I think I've been talking for too long, but yeah. Thank you guys for joining me on this like chillax, like whatever podcast edition. It's just Happy 7 days, first week on YouTube, and I appreciate all of you that have subscribed. If you haven't yet, and you enjoy some of the contests, or you want to go watch a couple other videos, please go watch them. Tell me what you think. Leave a comment, like or dislike it. Either way, I want to hear what you guys have to say and what you guys want me to talk about. And I look forward to continuing to post videos every single day, including holidays, for 2024. And I'm excited because we're about 6 weeks away from spring training, and I bet your ass I'm going to be in Peoria watching plenty of games. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't done already, and we will see you on the next one. See ya.